Right now, this search for a missing woman in Madison. We will have an update live from the city's near west side as we get an update from the chief of police in Madison. Also, the first of 9 people charged in the deaths of 2 inmates at the Waupun Correctional Institution sees their case closed. And later, Vice President Kamala Harris visiting the birthplace of the Republican Party today. The unlikely guest joining her at that event. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin with an update on the search for a missing woman. According to police, 24-year-old Brooke Stratton and an unidentified man were last seen on Monday morning in the area of Odana Road at Whitney Way. We have now learned that a body has been recovered. For the latest on this case and what else police are telling us, we go live to Merrill Hubbard. Merrill, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Eric, we just spoke with Officer Chief Barnes out here, and he was talking to us about how they discovered the body that looks like Brooke Stratton. Now, they're asking for people that live along Odana Road and along Monroe Road to check their Ring cameras for Monday between 7:30 a.m. to around the 8 a.m. time to see if they have any further information for, putting this together as to how they found the body. Another thing that I asked Officer Barnes was if he could clarify the unidentified man. He says that the unidentified man that was last seen with Stratton has been held in custody for unrelated charges. So that's all we have for now, but reporting live on Odana Road, Merrill Hubbard, News 3 Now.
All right, Merrill, thank you. We will continue to offer updates both on air and at channel3000.com. Next at 6. Thank you. The case for one of the 9 people charged in the deaths of 2 inmates at the Waupun Correctional Institution is now closed. Sarah Ransbottom of Oshkosh pleaded no contest to a lesser charge of violating laws governing state institutions. She avoids an initial charge of misconduct in public office. Ransbottom was fined $250. She worked as a correctional officer at the prison before those charges. A criminal complaint alleges she signed on record that she had completed checking cells on February 21st. Security camera footage shows she did not. One of the inmates, Donald Meyer, was found dead the next day. We turn now to weather. There seems to be no end to this warm and dry weather. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex?
Eric, you are correct. There is no end to this warm and dry weather, but will we get a little bit of rain over the course of the next 10 days? We're going to talk about that during this newscast. You wouldn't think rain right now. When I look right up above me and I see blue skies right now, you wouldn't think that clouds and a chance of showers are on the way to southern Wisconsin. And radar 3000 is high and dry as we speak, but future track will change that. Let's march through the evening as we head towards 9, 10 o'clock. Jacob will be here at 10 o'clock. Look at the showers streaming in to portions of southwestern Wisconsin. Juneau, Adams, Vernon, Crawford, Richland counties may see a shower as early as 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight. We've cooled down to 69 degrees. That dew point is 40. I bring that dew point up because as that line of showers moves into southern Wisconsin, it's going to struggle some with the dry air that's in place. But gorgeous. Let's plan the rest of the evening. Temperatures falling down to around 60 when you join Jacob at 10. There's that shower chance midnight and beyond for the Madison area. But coming up a little bit later, I want to go through future track in a little bit more detail to show you the widespread nature or lack thereof of this line of showers as it moves through southern Wisconsin. We've got a gorgeous day ahead on Friday lasting through Saturday, and then another chance of rain to track. We'll track that line of showers and maybe some thunderstorms come Saturday night in a few minutes together.
All right, Alex, thank you. It is a return trip to Wisconsin for Vice President Kamala Harris, the Democratic nominee for president. Her second trip since September 20th. Her last visit, a rally in Madison on September 20th. Today, she is campaigning in Ripon, which, of course, is known as the birthplace of the Republican Party. Will Keneally is reporting live from the scene there in Ripon, where I know former Congresswoman Cheney spoke a little while ago. He's got an update on the vice president's speech. Will?
Eric, that's right. I'm actually going to step out of the shot right now because, as you can see, we are just wrapping up this rally where Vice President Kamala Harris is working a little bit of the rope line here at Ripon College. Pretty well-attended event. We'd say maybe around 1,000 people here, mix of just attendees and students at the college. Now, as you mentioned, former Wyoming Congresswoman Liz Cheney introduced Harris here. why Harris is here in Ripon, the birthplace of the Republican Party, is to tout some of those GOP endorsements like Cheney. Cheney saying that she's never voted for a Democrat before until Harris, underscoring a lot of the points that we've been talking, or that they've been talking about there, the kind of importance of democracy and the dangers that another 4 years of former President Donald Trump would be. Harris saying, who will abide by the oath to uphold the Constitution? She will, that Trump won't. Again, as you're mentioning before, this is her second trip to Wisconsin in a matter of 2 weeks here, underscoring the intense importance of Wisconsin to this November election. We'll continue to provide you coverage later tonight once we see Harris clear out of here. But for now, reporting from Ripon, Wisconsin, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, we'll have recaps, of course, throughout the evening, as he mentioned. And former President Donald Trump will also be back in Wisconsin this weekend. He's expected to speak at the Dodge County Airport at 2 p.m. on Sunday. The doors will open at 10 in the morning for that event on Sunday. If you're interested in finding ticketing information, go to channel3000.com. This will be his fourth campaign stop in the Badger State in the span of about a week. Next at 6, right now, the GOP is training thousands of poll watchers ahead of Election Day. This week, the Republican National Committee is holding a Protect the Vote event in Franklin near Milwaukee, held in a private room. The Republican National Committee did not do any interviews on the actual training or let any members of the media observe that training. They did say a key part of the training includes encouraging poll watchers to report what they deem to be suspicious to RNC lawyers. Republican State Senator Julian Bradley spoke at the event but would not share any of the details about the training.
We really appreciate having them, but the reality is if they disrupt the process, they will be removed. And so we take that very seriously, that everyone has the right to vote without disruption.
Meanwhile, the head of the Milwaukee's Election Commission says her agency is prepping for an influx of poll watchers. The RNC says it's recruited more than 200,000 poll watchers around the nation. Well, the United States is the only industrialized country seeing increases in maternal mortality rates. And in Wisconsin, maternal mortality rates for black women are 3 to 4 times higher than other women. The UW-Madison Prevention and Research Center is stepping in to change that. The center received $5 million from the CDC to support efforts to reduce maternal mortality rates and specifically address racial health disparities.
And most maternal deaths are preventable. So that is the most shocking, but most hopeful issue is that they're preventable, most of them.
Some of the deaths are caused by preeclampsia, a preventable condition that happens during pregnancy or after birth. The driving force, high blood pressure. In addition to having higher rates of death, black mothers are more likely to experience hypertension. Part of the work the center plans on doing is bringing blood pressure monitoring into women's homes and having a healthcare team work directly with them. Denson says the funding will provide resources for that work through September of 2029. New data shows a record number of kindergartners did not receive at least one state-mandated vaccine. According to the CDC, about 3.3% of kindergartners had an exemption for at least one required vaccine during the last school year. The vast majority were non-medical exemptions, and that means roughly 127,000 kindergartners didn't receive at least one state-mandated vaccine. The CDC data also shows that roughly 93% of kindergartners received the measles vaccine. Happening right now, the Milwaukee Brewers looking to avoid an early postseason exit as they take on the New York Mets in a win-or-go-home Game 3 at American Family Field. The Crew managing to stay alive last night by winning Game 2. This one about to be underway. Tobias Myers towing the rubber for Milwaukee tonight. Whoever wins tonight will play the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Divisional Series. We'll have an update on the game a little bit later in sports. Still to come, a nonprofit dedicated to combating blindness prepares for a major milestone. Plus, the Food and Drug Administration provides an update on 2 popular weight loss and diabetes drugs. We're back after a short break.
Watching News 3 Now at 6. Brought to you by Gruber Law Offices.
We all share the same roads, but when an accident happens, we don't always share the same consequences. Gruber Law Offices has been winning for people injured in truck accidents for more than 35 years. One call, that's all.
The final sprint to Election Day is on, and News 3 Now this morning is focused on the races and the policies that matter to you, the voter.
We're taking a look at both sides of the issues and where the candidates stand so you can cast your vote with confidence.
3 for the people, only on News 3 Now. From damaging drought to catastrophic flooding and severe storms in every season, the News 3 Now First Warn Weather Team gives you a deeper understanding of Wisconsin's ever-changing weather with special reports that go beyond the barometer. Only on News 3 Now.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up?
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights only at Pizza Ranch. Everyone's favorite buffet.
Sometimes the smallest cracks can cause the biggest chills. This fall, watch out for the draft.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A nonprofit dedicated to eliminating preventable blindness is preparing for its 40th anniversary. Since 1984, Combat Blindness International has provided more than 4 million vision screenings while helping with more than 430,000 cataract surgeries worldwide.
While we've done a lot, we're still a small organization. And so events like this really support us and our programs. And what we really try to do is make sure that when we have an event like this, everything we raise goes directly to our patients. So 100% of the proceeds that we raise in World Sight Day will go towards direct patient care.
Next week on October 10th, Combat Blindness International will be holding an event at the Majestic in Madison. There they'll have live music, Indian street food by Swagat, and a silent auction and more. CBI will also be launching its mobile vision van, bringing essential eye care directly to children in the Madison School District. The Food and Drug Administration says Eli Lilly's weight loss and diabetes drugs are no longer in shortage. Mounjaro and Zepbound have been in a designated shortage since 2022. Both drugs trigger certain hormones to curb hunger. Eli Lilly is investing heavily in expanding manufacturing for its weight loss and diabetes drugs, and since August, the company has been pushing to end the shortage designation, saying the drugs are now commercially available. According to some scientists, lingering warmer temperatures are causing the allergy season to start earlier and last longer. That in turn delays the first frost, giving plants that release allergens more time to grow. Other experts say higher levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere further drive the plant growth, generating even more pollen. Still ahead, we take a look at the latest total from our Coats for Kids campaign, plus how a local humane society is helping out several shelters impacted by Hurricane Helene. And it appears these warmer temps are here to stay for the rest of the week. Alex returns his complete forecast when we come back.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Fresh ground chuck, $3.99 a pound. 24 packs of Hy-Vee purified water, $1.99. And Jimmy Dean bacon, just $2.99. In-store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Fentanyl is killing over 1,000 people a year in Wisconsin. New reporting shows that Eric Hovde is doing business with a bank accused of links to the Mexican drug cartel. Banco Azteca loaded up $26 million in cash and flew it to Eric Hovde's bank in California. Other U.S. banks have cut ties with this Mexican bank, but Eric Hovde took their money. That's 26 million more reasons you can't trust Eric Hovde.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
I'm Joan Balwig, and here at the shop, we have solutions, both big and small. And that's why I fought in Madison for historically large increases for our fire, police, and EMS, and made sure that our small businesses had the permits that they needed to operate. I delivered millions for ag and rural road funding and created the one-day fishing license. I brought both sides together to make sure that our kids can both read and write. And those are both really big things, but you get the idea.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Time is running out. If you want to donate to the Coats for Kids campaign, News 3 Now is teaming up with Clinky Cleaners, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, and Magic 98 to try and collect winter coats and apparel. So far, the campaign has collected 2,252 coats. A big thank you to all of our generous donors, including Margaret Cook, who we want to thank for bringing in 170 hats, scarves, pairs of mittens to the Clinky Cleaners on Sherman. But we're not done yet. You have until October 5th to donate. Just take any new or gently used coats, hats, mittens, snow pants, and other winter outerwear to any Clinky location. And if you don't have a winter coat, consider buying a coat off the Coats for Kids Amazon wish list. Look for the link at channel3000.com/coatsforkids. We also have a link there if you'd rather send a financial donation instead. Hurricane Helene has wreaked havoc on the lives and livelihoods of thousands in the South. And while the storm and the floods have destroyed communities, it's also flooding animal shelters with lost and displaced pets. Armand Rahman shows us how Wisconsin animal shelters are stepping up to help.
Typically, the Greene County Humane Society in Monroe, Wisconsin only takes in local animals, but this week they're stepping up to accommodate furry guests from much farther outside the county, the Carolinas.
So that they can make room for dogs that are abandoned or left behind or searching for their owners now that the hurricanes have hit.
The dog kennel at most shelters is pretty loud. But these barks aren't just overexcited. While most dogs get scared in storms, these 8 went through a hurricane, a plane ride, and a new temporary home, all in just days.
They're coming out of their shell slowly, but we still have one that's pretty shut down right now. Come here.
Operations Manager Rachel Horton says 3 puppies and 5 adults passed all their medical checks and none are aggressive.
It's okay.
But they're different from the local dogs, who staff generally know if they're good with other animals or kids.
These guys we don't know, so what we usually do for things like this is we have day passes, so you're allowed to take them home for 24 to 72 hours to make sure that they get along with everybody in the home before committing to the adoption.
Greene County wasn't the only shelter lending a hand to some 4-legged friends. Dane County Humane Society took in 10 cats from South Carolina Wednesday. It may take a few extra steps for these animals, but staff say it's worth it to give them some relief and help other pets still in those wiped out communities.
It was so traumatic in the shelter they were in the past. We're just trying to show them the love that they need.
Greene County Humane Society was asked to take in more dogs from Hurricane Helene hit areas on October 12th, so they hope that most, if not all, of these 8 dogs can be adopted by then to make room. Reporting in Monroe, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
And all of the dogs at Greene County Humane Society are available to adopt today. Walk-in hours are Wednesday through Sunday, noon to 5. For their Clear the Shelter event, all adult dogs are $50. Puppies are $150. Believe it or not, temperatures could be even warmer this weekend. Here is Alex now with our complete forecast.
Eric, can you believe we've been seeing temperatures in the 70s to near 80 for a good portion of September? Actually, we're well into the 80s during portions of September. And we got temperatures near 80 coming back to southern Wisconsin again. So if you enjoy the warm weather, we've got plenty of that in the forecast. And it's warm as we plan the rest of your evening. 66. Plan to get my walk-in after the newscast here. Jacob will be back here at 10 as the clouds start to fill in out ahead of a cold front that we're tracking overnight tonight. Now, we could use the raindrops. Of course, we had just a couple weekends ago, we had severe weather on September 22nd and widespread rainfall across a good portion of southern Wisconsin, but that wasn't enough to put a dent in the drought. We still see abnormally dry conditions across all of southern Wisconsin and areas of moderate drought, especially just south and west of Madison and just north and east of Madison. And without rain, this is likely going to continue to expand. No rain on radar 3000 right now. That is showing up, but that's going to change. Future track showing a couple of showers up towards La Crosse when you join us at the 10 o'clock newscast. Now, as these showers move towards the east, unfortunately, we have all this dry air in place. That means a lot of those raindrops trying to make it to the ground evaporate some. So sparse activity across southern Wisconsin is the main takeaway. If you happen to get a shower, count yourself lucky. Maybe enough to get the sidewalk wet or just enough to settle the dust. We clear out, though, Friday out ahead of the next cold front, waking up to temperatures in the 40s to the northwest where they clear out tonight, 50s to the south and east of Madison where the clouds stick around a little bit longer. Beautiful day in store for Friday. Temperatures up near 70 degrees. Normal high is 66 degrees. And then, as Eric mentioned, we're going to go even warmer. How about this? Near 80 for Saturday afternoon. Strong southeast winds. That brings a little bit more moisture into the area. We need that moisture for the thunderstorm activity that I'm expecting Saturday night across parts of southern Wisconsin. Cold front comes through, an early high right around 69 degrees in the beginning of the day on Sunday with temperatures going down. Here's the winds with that cold front coming through Saturday, 10 o'clock. We could have wind gusts well above 30 miles per hour. Behind it, we get in the wake behind the front. The winds go down a little bit, but they will pick back up again and be gusty on Sunday, but from a different direction, the northwest. They'll be cooler. Here comes those showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms right around 9 o'clock north and west of Madison. Saturday night, Madison, 11, 12 o'clock, and off to the east that goes. Then those winds again coming out of the west and northwest on Sunday, bringing in those cooler temperatures. That early high, as I mentioned, right around 69, could see the temperatures fall a bit on Sunday. Relatively cool Monday and Tuesday, but those are normal high temperatures for this time of year. As a friendly reminder, then the mercury goes back up. We stay warm and dry. Maybe the next chance of rain, and I say maybe because it's not a big chance, would be the following weekend.
And coming up in sports, it's a winner-take-all Game 3 for the Crew. What Pat Murphy told his Brewers before first pitch. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Joan Baldwin wants to ban abortion, even in cases of rape, incest, and when the mother's life is at risk.
And would jail doctors who perform them.
Baldwin voted to ban birth control, too, and to deny rape victims emergency contraception.
Banning all abortions and birth control? No one wants to tell you what to do with your body
more than Joan Baldwin.
But she can't tell you what to do with your vote.
4 years ago, in this alley, rioters threw a brick at my face and knocked out my teeth. Why? Because I was a police officer. And what did Kamala Harris do? While America's cities were burning, Kamala was defending peaceful protest. She raised millions to help bail rioters out of jail and supported defunding our police, making us all less safe. Kamala Harris is dangerous.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
There are over 21,000 Wisconsin veterans struggling to pay for rent and utilities.
Thank you for your service.
Many are also facing issues with their mental health.
Thank you for your service.
We must do more to help these heroes who have already sacrificed so much.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Words simply aren't enough.
I'm sorry.
Make a difference by donating to this critical Wisconsin survival safety net today.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
We found out our baby had severe fetal abnormalities and that my life was at risk. But Wisconsin Republicans' extreme abortion ban forced us to leave the state to get the care that I needed. It was a nightmare. Eric Hovde pushed to end Roe v. Wade. And in the Senate, Hovde would give Mitch McConnell the majority to ban abortion nationwide. No exceptions for rape, incest, or the health of women like me. What is wrong with these guys?
Save 11% on your next big project at Menards. Transform your space with Manor Hill vinyl plank flooring. It's waterproof, durable, and clicks together for easy installation. Manor Hill vinyl plank flooring is $2.99 a square foot after rebate. Wrap up that bathroom project with our great selection of Lion showers, bathtubs, and surrounds. This elite tub and shower surround is now just $519.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's all come down to this for the Brewers. Beat the Mets in their winner-take-all Game 3 and head to Philly for the NLDS, or lose and watch the rest of the playoffs from home. Well, last night the Crew stared elimination in the face and stuck to their undaunted selves and came up clutch when it mattered the most. And Pat Murphy's squad doesn't plan on changing a thing for tonight.
Same as it's been all year. Win tonight. I think that's why yesterday I think we came out and I don't think anybody really remembered what happened Tuesday. We kind of, short memory erased that. So it's the same when you win, though. It's still short memory. It was a great win. It was a great comeback win. We definitely enjoyed it last night. But like I said, it's back to square one.
Oh, Game 3 just underway. This one scoreless in the first inning. We'll have highlights of the winner-take-all tonight at 10. And here's your daily reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Braden Locke. Show airs at 6:30 on Friday, and here's a sneak peek of this week's Huddle Unleashed. And we're back with another Wisconsin Huddle Unleashed. I'm Zach Hanley. He's Bryson Green. And Bryson, what are we playing today?
Connect 4.
Connect 4. You good at this game?
I think I'm pretty decent.
What do you like better? Mossing a guy or going across the middle, getting hit, but catching the first down? Like it's 4th and 5, we need you to make a play. You run a quick slant, boom. Or you're coming up and mossing someone.
Those are both like two of the most euphoric feelings in the world. That's pretty hard. I don't know. Something about going up top and like dunking on somebody is probably like, that might be number one, but something about.
Kind of like LSU?
Yeah, kind of like LSU, but catching that first down, like on a critical situation, and you get a little sting, a little hit, and you get to talk, you get up and talk whatever you want to talk, just because you got the first down is like sometimes even better than that touchdown. But they're both pretty good.
No, he said he was good at Connect 4.
No. Yeah.
You won?
That's because you're older. These guys never played those games growing up. Quick final check of the forecast.
Sure. Jacob's going to be tracking some showers as we approach 10 o'clock. Showers are going to be few and far between across southern Wisconsin tonight. Not everyone's going to get wet. And if you do get wet, consider yourself lucky, maybe just enough to settle the dust. A little better chance of some showers, maybe a thunderstorm coming through Saturday night as we transition from a high near 80 to the upper 60s on Sunday. And Sunday's going to feel a bit fall-like as winds rev up both Saturday and Sunday, and those temperatures will fall a little bit on Sunday, but temperatures are just going to rebound back to the 70s next week.
All right, Alex, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening. We'll be back here tonight for News 3 Now at 10.